Meanwhile, the trial for President Trump's former campaign chairman, that's Paul Manafort, is set to begin on Monday. And prosecutors released 35 potential witness names that may testify. Rick Gates, Manafort's former business partner and deputy on the Trump campaign, is on that list and is expected to be one of the key witnesses in this case. Also on that list is Rick Gates' former lawyer. I want to bring in now legal analyst Shan Wu to talk about all of this. Good morning to you, Shan.
Good morning, Martin. Nice to see you.
It's nice to see you as well. Thank you. Let me start with this. What do witness lists tell us about what to expect?
They tell us a lot about what kind of testimony, of course, based on what the witness's background is, what their position is. And it very much tells us what approach the prosecution is going to take. And I think what you see here is really a roadmap to their building blocks to the case, if you look at the kinds of witnesses that are being put forth.
And what do these particular witnesses have insight to? Because there does seem to be a kind of theme here.
Right. I should have said at the outset, anything that I testify to here is not testimony, and it's not based on any confidential information, because I used to represent Mr. Gates.
Yes.
So looking at these witnesses, you can tell that these are day-to-day operational people for the most part. And those kinds of witnesses are very much crucial to showing exactly how the transactions worked. And for the prosecution, this is a very complicated case. There's a lot of paper, there's a lot of financial transactions. So they'll need to put these people on, particularly the day-to-day people, to show exactly how the operation worked, to show how the transactions occurred.
And so this kind of detail, and you've already pointed out, this is a very complicated case. This would indicate then you're not going to have some sort of ta-da moment. There isn't going to be some grand reveal, or could there be some high drama?
You know, for the most part, this is going to be a series of small reveals that the prosecution wants to show generally how things worked. I think there are two exceptions to that. The first is going to be Rick Gates himself, because he was a higher level person and a partner of Manafort's, and the other exception would be all of the immunized witnesses. Presumably, the government is not going to offer anyone immunity unless they think they have some admissions of wrongdoing, admissions of guilt. That's why they got the immunity. Similarly, for Rick, he was given a plea offer. He's already pled guilty, admitted to guilt. So with those sorts of folks, you would expect to see some more big reveal moments and possibly some drama in the courtroom as well.
And, you know, it's been so long since this whole thing began. The outcome of this trial, could it impact, of course, the ongoing investigation that is looking at Russia and the president's problems?
I think it will impact the president's problems and the overall probe in this way. It's a really, really important case for Mueller's team. It's the first one out of the box. They really have to win it. I think if they don't win it, it's going to be a big problem for them. It will certainly add a lot of ammunition to the president's team if they don't win it. Conversely, for Paul Manafort's team, of course, this is only the first of two cases that they face, and it's a must-win for him, too, because if he loses the first one, there's almost no point in going forward with the second one.
And I can't resist the opportunity to talk to you about Michael Cohen. One, first of all, to try to get your insights as to what exactly he is doing, and the way he seems to be publicly retaliating against the man he said he would take a bullet for.
Well, he certainly seems to be sending out a loud cry for attention and help. I think he does pose a great danger to Trump, obviously because of the inside information. I think this latest tape that we've heard about is problematic in terms of the president's honesty, but even more problematic, I think, is Cohen's new claim that the president was aware of that Trump Tower meeting previously, and certainly the person really with the bullseye on them is going to be Don Jr., because he's already testified under oath contrary to that.
Right. He is the one that very much could be caught up for a lie, if that is in fact what it turns out to be. Shan Wu, thank you very much. As always, great to have your insights.
Oh, thanks. Good to see you.